Hi everyone, I am Rajesh Kumar. I am having close to 16 plus years of experience in DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. I have worked with more than 12 software organizations around the globe. I would like to introduce you all a DevOps School's flagship certification program in DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. This program will get started in the weekends, so get enrolled. Please contact us on the phone number given on the screen, and in fact you can email us on the contact@DevOpsSchool.com. So now here I am going to, so this is the first step we done, Terraform installation. Now I need to download the provider. These are the provider. Okay, how do we download the provider? So I will ask provider itself. Terraform, right, providers, click here, and let's say AWS, and I'm going for GitHub. GitHub is free also. So this is the GitHub provider. So I will ask these two. How can I download? So they have given a code. All this code has to be stored in the .pf file. So any file, let's say name can be anything. Providers .pf. This is the file. I'll open up. And here, this is the code which will download the providers. This one. Now GitHub also we decided, right? So you'll use this one, and here it is. So now here I'm saying, hey, I need AWS provider, I need GitHub provider. Now I'm saying next one, I need AWS this version only and GitHub this version. This is hard coding. This is not required though, but keeping it because they are allowing this one. Okay, so how do we download the provider then? So this is done. Second thing, provider. So you wrote this code. Now in this code directory itself, open up a command line and write Terraform init. So Terraform init is a command to download the provider. So see here. So this Terraform init will read the Terraform file, TF file, and any provider which you have mentioned, I mentioned two, GitHub and AWS, they'll download it. So look at it. .terraform directory which is hidden, you got created in the background, and that's where that both the provider will be executable will be downloaded. So wait for it. Okay, so you see that here is downloaded. Here it is, and you can see here. Here it is. This is the one. So provider one, both are downloaded. Now you can check another one also. And if you want to see that using command, which is you have downloaded Terraform providers. Okay. So these two providers you have. So now this is also as part of the image. This is also done. Are you comfortable so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sorry. So now the third important part which we need to do, we need to write a SCL file, Terraform file, what you want. So what you want, which resources you want to create using Terraform. So for that, you have to check this documentation. Always check their documentations and always work on their official documents only. So that way it will help you. So here, go to this AWS documentation and go to the GitHub documentation. So first AWS documentation, what you want. So here You want AWS EC2 instance, you want EBS S3, you want VPC, you want this, you want that. So this we call it a resources. The coding plan is very simple. Coding skeleton is very simple. So here you have resources, and then we have attributes. Okay, attributes, arguments. Sorry, not attributes, arguments. For example, when you create, think manually always before coding. When you create a EC2, don't you have to give the image ID or region or all this stuff like that, uh, type and all, correct? So that's called arguments. So resource arguments, resource arguments, resource arguments. This is the way you write it. This is the thing. So what resources you want? So I want AWS EC2 instance. So here your resources are there. You see on the documents, and you have thousands of resources are there actually. This is the GitHub, and here you see that AWS is a very vast. You have thousands of resources here. So right now I'm focusing on the EC2. So start with E, I guess, right? Elastic Compute. Here it is, EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. And here, if you see, so many resources are there. So it's a complete AWS options you will find it here. So right now my focus is only EC2. So look at the EC2 and read this one. Okay, you wanted EC2 or read entire things. And look at the arguments reference. So many options. So now you will see, Rajesh, what exactly this, what is this? So for that you have to know AWS. If you know AWS, then you can code for AWS easily. Okay. So now let's say tag this, all this option is coming from AWS only. Terraform is not adding anything. Terraform provider is not adding anything from themselves. Whatever the option you have in AWS, you will find these arguments, pretty long list. Okay, so you will have to study, it depends on requirement. Now, because we know that for creating an AWS instance only you need AMI and instance type. So copy this example code, and I'll create one AWS underscore resources dot tf. Here it is. Okay, now this is the one resources. So AWS instance, name of the instance for Terraform is web. You can keep it anything, this one, web. And this is the AMI ID. I will get it from this is a hard coded. So I'll go for AMI ID. I'll manually get this just for showing you. This is a Ubuntu. So this is the AMI ID. Okay, so here this is the MI ID and the type what you want, P3 macro, let it be, and you want to tag. So this is the resources. That's what I said. Anything you want, you have to put it in the resources, argument, and resources argument. Anything else you want, like this, the here it can be storage or it can be networking, it can be any resources as such. Are you able to understand that?
Yeah, hello Raj.
Yes, tell me.
So you can use it to build multiple instances, AWS instances.
Yes, yes. You can build this multiple instances. So let's say there's a one way, two, three instances you want to build, three resources. But this is something which is too much of code. So there is a techniques which we have. Count you add here. Count is
Count.
equal to three. So this
Okay.
will save
You use
your code.
you use loop.
Yeah, count is equal to three. So loop is a count basically. And it's a declarative. There's no for and something like that.
And how would
Okay.
you address, like, let's say we have created three, you know, boxes or something like that, right? Now you have put
Mhm.
three, but there is no ID for these things. How would we know which one to go to?
ID means
So let's say we have created three boxes. Yeah.
right.
Now, if you want to go to any one of them, let's say if in just
Ha,
for
you
understanding,
can.
labeling them. Yeah.
This show state file you'll have, right? This is a
Right.
complete details you have. I'll show you that. Let me run this. I'll show you. Okay, so now what to do as per the discussion, I wrote the one code. This is I wanted to create. So plan, apply, destroy. So let's run it. Clear the screen. Terraform plan. I want to tell you one more thing before running the plan. No matter how many codes you have, Terraform believe under the one directory, no matter how many files you have, it's one file only, one project only. Mind it. Okay. So if you divide your project in 10 file and you think, okay, it's a 10 file, no, it's a one project for the Terraform. That's the reason you are not specifying anything like a file name here. Okay. So either you can keep it in one file, one Terraform file in one directory, or 10 files, up to you. While running, Terraform will consolidate everything together and then run. And here is Sage. Oh, there's a spelling mistake. So this is syntax issue. And then plan. So now when I have a plan, see, read there, correct? So see what happens when we have plan. Plan is a dry run. Sorry. So in order to check everything, see image. This provider will make API call to AWS. But for that, to make a API call, you know that you need a secret ID to secret ID and region name, right? That's API call. So how do I set this? So I will ask provider only, hey provider, tell me how do I set your stuff. So this front page of the provider, please read this through, and you will see that a lot of ways to set up authentication authorization. One of the way I'm going to use it, simple, this is the one way. This is not recommended way, but I'm using it because I just want to show you everything at one place. So here I will write a region and all this stuff like that. So region is and keys I have to generate it. It's the bad practice actually, but I just don't want to complicate too much while learning. So embedding this key in the var is this one. You should set the environment variable or keep it in a different file and so on. Okay, so now Terraform plan. See here, how many resources will be created? Only one. How many change? Zero. It's change
Zero.
in zero, no? Yeah. And how many destroy? Zero. So plan will tell me, okay, there's one resources. So now what next? Apply. And you see here, zero. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Yes. And you see that AWS is creating. Go to the EC2 instance. Go to this. And you see hello world is what created here running. Okay. So this is the way you can create the resources. Simple. Done. Now you want to know detail about that resources. So show file will tell you, show command will tell you which are the resources you created. So show will tell you this is a pretty huge actually. So you wanted to know our IP address, right? Here it is. So what has happened? This show is querying one file, and in the image you see a state file. So show, I'll show the state file. This is our state file. So in this file, all the API response which you have, and you have IP address and all stuff like that. Understood?
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsSchool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.